everybody, happy Sunday. I hope that wherever you are and whatever you are doing, you are having a good day. And if it looks like last week's Sunday Musing, I finished filming that one about 30 seconds ago. Yes, I am back to back filming these for a very good reason, because by the time you're watching this, I am in Vancouver, BC, Canada, and I am at Everything Electric along with everybody else. If you are someone who lives close to the Vancouver Convention Centre and you haven't come down to see us yet, there's still a little bit of time. The show finishes on Sunday around 5:30, so come on down to the Convention Centre. You could buy tickets on the door, I believe. Come and say hi to myself and the rest of the team. It's been a good event thus far. I'm very pleased how well it's gone. At least I hope I have been. Kind of a little bit of foreshadowing there. I know we've got a lot of stuff that's going to be, coming across on the channel in the coming weeks. So keep your eyes peeled on the main channel for great content coming our way. But of course, being in Vancouver, BC, Canada has so many mixed feelings for me. I love living here in the foothills of the Coast Range, just west of Portland, Oregon. I love living around the trees. I love the Pacific Northwest. It is totally my vibe. And of course, Vancouver, BC, Canada is in that same bioregion, in the Cascadia bioregion in the Pacific Northwest. And so the flora and fauna is very similar, although they have more water than we do, because, Vancouver and boats, and they have float planes, which are awesome. They even have an electric float plane that they're currently working on, a Harbour Air. Keep your eyes peeled. There's a video coming from Harbour Air from our time at Everything Electric. It'll be dropping soon, I promise. But traveling to other cities, as I do quite a lot, I regularly see cool transportation infrastructure and go, I wish we had that where I live. And today, I want to know what cool transportation infrastructure you have encountered on your own personal travels, or maybe you've watched a video about it, or you've come across an article in a magazine and you've gone, my city should do that. I'm going to give you some of them that I've encountered over the years. Some I've watched videos about or read articles about even. I haven't read a video about it. That would be wrong even. Goodness gracious, Nikki, you cannot talk today. Never mind. It's late in the week, even though it's only a Tuesday. I'll just keep going, shall I? Anyway, I have read articles and watched videos about several towns in the US where they have multiple road networks, one for cars and trucks and buses, and one for golf carts. And one of those places is in Georgia. And it's great because the kids who attend the local high school, a lot of them have old golf carts that allow them to safely drive themselves to school using electricity. They're not using gasoline to get themselves to and from school. The particular routes that they take are designed exclusively for golf carts and pedestrians, I believe. So there's not any potential really for major collisions or accidents with higher speed, big pickup trucks and SUVs. So that's a safety improvement. But it also encourages people to have a little bit of independence going about their way and getting from point A to point B with not necessarily having to rely on other people to help them get there. And I think that's a good thing, especially as teenagers are growing up, just learning how to have that independence and to get around without relying on a car. And I think that's also important because, look, let's face it, golf carts tend not to have the creature comforts of a traditional automobile. And so, that helps people understand that I don't need to have a massive steel shell around me to commute to and from work. Maybe I could take a bicycle. If I'm comfortable being in a not particularly well sealed golf cart, maybe I might start cycling to school, or maybe I might start walking and taking alternative transport. And it teaches people to pick the transportation solution that's right for the journey they're taking, which we've talked about on this channel before, versus just assuming that the mighty car is always going to be the solution. So I would love to see Portland and other cities in my area adopt that, duality of roads. So some roads exclusively for low speed electric vehicles and some roads for higher speed vehicles. And of course you can encourage cyclists and pedestrians to use those lower speed roads as well. Other things that I would love to see, talking about Vancouver, BC, is trolley buses. Now, if you visited Vancouver, you'll know they have many, many different alternative ways of getting around the city, whether it is the trolley buses, the trams, there's loads of bike share programs. I would love to see trolley buses make a general comeback across the world, because trolley buses kind of went out of fashion in the 50s, 60s and 70s in many cities around the world. Some places still have them, and I think the places that do have them and have regularly upgraded their trolley buses, they're the ones that are enjoying lower pollution in city centres. They're enjoying less noise pollution because the electric buses are generally, and the trolley buses are generally, a lot quieter. And of course, they're also saving money because fossil fuels are so much more expensive and the maintenance costs for them are so much higher than maintaining a fleet of trolley buses and trams. Now, of course, the overhead power lines do need maintenance. That can cause problems. If you live somewhere with lots of trees, that can also be a problem. But I would love to see that expand to many, many more cities around the world. The other thing I would love to see, and it's something that you see kind of in the parts of the US where we get lots of snow in the winter, and of course also in Canada. I think there's a couple of places in Quebec that do this. I know that there are some places, other places in or near the lakes, the Great Lakes, that have this as well. The concept of tunnels between buildings, or walkways, covered walkways between buildings. Of course, Chicago has it. If you go to Chicago in the winter, it's not uncommon to find hotels and convention centres that are all linked together with massive corridors that you can walk in the middle of winter when there's lots of snow on the ground, and you can just walk in an overcoat, or not even in an overcoat, just in a t-shirt or a hoodie. It allows you to get from one place to another without braving the cold weather outside. You don't have to stop and wait for junctions because you're actually travelling above the junctions, or in some cases in tunnels underneath. And that encourages more people to walk. It also encourages people to leave their cars at home in inclement weather, which I think is a good thing, because fewer people driving when it's cold and snowy and icy means you're lowering the risk of collisions and major disruption for everybody else. I would love to see more cities designed to take advantage of that. Of course, it's not always possible, especially in seismically active areas. That can be a whole nother huge can of worms to deal with. But in areas where it's seismically fairly stable, that's a really great way of providing alternative transportation solutions. And then, of course, metro systems, underground, mass transit of other sorts. So I am a fan of the Docklands Light Rail in London. I always have been. I remember using it a lot when I was a student in London. Just being able to jump on and take an electric train somewhere and not have to worry about getting stuck in traffic was really lovely. And I would love to see more mass transit like that expanding around the world. But maybe you're someone who's like, you know what, I'd love to see this whole Hyperloop idea or boring company style tunnels. I wouldn't. Personally, I don't like the idea of hurtling down one of those in a self-driving car. I'd rather be on rails on a train, basically. But maybe there are some other things that I've missed. Maybe you would like to see water ferries become more common in major cities. Maybe you would like to see eVTOL aircraft, electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, taking you from vertiport to vertiport. We don't have any of those in operation yet. They're there, coming, nearly, but we're not there officially yet. And I would love to know if that's something that you would like to see in the future. Or maybe like me, you're like, I quite like looking up and seeing sky rather than hundreds of robo-taxis of the sky. Let me know your thoughts in the down below, and we'll be back next week with our Sunday musing as per usual. You won't get me recording two back to back. Thanks for joining me today, and if you've got thoughts, make sure you leave them in our Discord chat room, our Patreon page, our YouTube comment section, or you can reach out to us on Mastodon. Thanks to the amazing list of people scrolling by on your screen right now. They are some of the more than 1,500 people who help make this channel possible through Patreon and YouTube, covering our bills, paying our team, and making sure that we can remain 100% independent. If you'd like to join them and see your name listed here, just follow the links below. There are a range of different tiers you can sign up for from as little as $1 a month, or if you pay yearly, around $10.08 a year. A massive welcome to our newest supporters, Bree Crockford, CAP, Christian Balal, Everything on a Bi-Bagel, Pidge Eon, and Brett Chandler. To join the list and get your shout out, become a paid Patreon member for your moment of fame. If you'd like to support us with a one-off donation, you'll find links below for Ko-fi and Bitcoin donations, and we even have a good old-fashioned PO box you can reach us at, the address for which you'll also find below. And if you're in need of some swag, do check out our swag store in the down below. We've got some fantastic content coming right up, so make sure you're subscribed on PeerTube or YouTube, and we'll see you soon. As a reminder, we make new videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If you want more, the almighty algorithm thinks you might enjoy this video, but what does it know? We think this one is also well worth a look. See you soon, and as always, keep evolving.